There's a fascinating article in the Huffington Post today by Ali Watkins detailing how President Obama went back on a promise that he made about drones. So 2 years ago, at a speech at the National Defense University, he promised to take the drone program out of the hands of the CIA. And his reasoning was, well, with the CIA, it's covert and it's totally unaccountable. And what he wanted to do was at least have more light on it and more transparency and bring it to the Pentagon. And there, he would have more direct control, and there would just be more layers of oversight to make sure that there aren't as many screw-ups. Because as we've covered before, it was the CIA drones that were responsible for example, blowing up a grandma who was picking vegetables in Pakistan. And then afterwards they always go, whoops! They blew up a wedding procession that they thought was a Taliban procession. Again, their response was, whoops! So Obama, in this respect, at least to a certain extent, he tried to do the right thing and have a better process and more oversight. And that was his goal, to take it from the CIA and bring it to the Pentagon. But today we learn this, quote, although the CIA and the Pentagon have both backed the new plan, lawmakers aren't convinced that the two bureaucracies, each of which has long charged that the other isn't qualified to manage the drone program, can finally cooperate. Here's a quote. The White House was almost laughed out of the room, said an official in the June 10th briefing. It was just totally unworkable. It was dual command. That was not what the president's direction was. So he went from saying, and I missed this at the time, so that was wrong of me. I should have caught this at the time, but I didn't. Obama went from saying, okay, no more CIA control, and I would have given him credit at the time if I knew that he said that. He went from that to, okay, the CIA can share control with the Pentagon. So it was a slight, okay, everybody's against me in the establishment. I guess I have to find some sort of a middle ground. I really shouldn't have to compromise on this issue. My original position was the compromise, but now I guess I'll compromise more. I love the next line. They say, quote, the first source said that although the White House publicly implied it wanted to end the CIA's drone program, that was never a realistic objective. So Huffington Post is speaking to insiders in the administration, a source that has anonymity in this case, and the source is like, everybody in the room told him, Mr. President, be serious. What, really? You're going to stop this drone program the way it works right now? Get real. So think about that. The most powerful man in the world wants to change the way we do drone strikes in a better direction. So again, credit to him for the idea originally. And the system says to him, the establishment says to him, all the people in the room that have the badges on and the other people who are advisors who have the suits and ties, they go, I don't think so. We're not going to do that. So Obama's advisors and the establishment and the CIA pulled a rank on Obama. And they were like, heel. Oh, you want to change this drone program because we're doing what? Killing civilians? Sit down and shut up. The best we'll do is maybe we'll share. We'll do CIA and Pentagon working together. But here's the most ominous part. Quote, the same factor that caused Obama to want to take the drone program away from the CIA may be part of the reason the agency is holding on to it. As covert operations, the agency's drone strikes aren't subject to the same international laws and domestic oversight as the Pentagon's. Oh, I see what they're doing here. They think they're being cute and using a legal loophole where they say, okay, well, a drone strike is an act of war. Let's call it what it is. We haven't declared war in these different places. We're not authorized to be in these different places. So we can't have the Pentagon do it, because then you'll need Congress to get involved and you actually will have oversight. So what we'll do is we'll have the CIA do it and we'll act like, hey, look at that, no harm, no foul, not violating international law or the Constitution or the Geneva Conventions. Well, I would say to them, you absolutely are. They think that by doing like a bureaucratic trick that they could turn around to the world and go, see, we follow international law. And then, America always points their finger at other people and go, why are you not following international law? Bitch, you're not following it either. You're just pretending like you're not following it because you said instead of this agency doing the drone strikes, this other one's doing it, so it doesn't count as a war crime. My ass cheeks. Again, imagine for a second China or Iran decides we're just going to attack what we heard is a neo-Nazi enclave in northern Florida. There was one there recently, by the way. It just got busted up. But we're going to attack a sovereign citizens group. We're going to attack, in South Carolina, one of the 19 hate groups, the terror groups that are there that spread white supremacy. Imagine China or Iran said, we're just going to drone them. What's the big deal? Whatever. And then they say, it's not an act of war. We didn't just do an act of war. What are you talking about? We used an agency that doesn't have to abide by international law. It's not our military that did it. It was a different agency. Therefore, America can't get mad. America can't say that they've been attacked. America can't say it was an act of war. America can't say it was a war crime. Everybody sit down and shut up. That's what we do. But since we do it with countries that nobody gives a flying fuck about, we act like it's better. Oh, we did it in Pakistan. We did it in Yemen. We did it in Somalia. So who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? It's irrelevant. Nobody cares about them anyway. So when we kill a wedding procession or we blow up a funeral that has women and children at it or we blow up a grandma who's picking vegetables, whatever, son. And then when the president at least means well and tries to change the oversight that you have there, they say, no, we're not even going to do that. And then Obama, in his infinite weakness, goes, well, the establishment seems pretty sure of themselves. I guess I have to buckle and just turn it over to them and let them do whatever they want. And that's what he did. He went from, okay, got to get out of the CIA's hands, to they tell me I can't, okay, let's share it. And the indication and the implication, I should say, in the article is that's not really going to happen either. Because those agencies, the CIA and the Pentagon, hate each other. They hate each other. So here we are, right back at square one. We set up this monstrosity of a system, and now we can't even, minorly change it to make it somewhat better. Can't even do that.